Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing? Welcome to What's Next podcast for women, where we bring on empowering, impactful women who have gone through and conquered their what ifs and I can't, and now they're doing their what's next. You know, I always do. Every week, I bring on a new co host, and I do have a new co host. She's an amazing woman. But before I bring her on, let me do some housekeeping. So, first and foremost, again, this is What's Next podcast for women, and I'm your host, Pamela Stone. You know how we do it. Every Wednesday, we come on here and we talk about how we have conquered our what ifs and I can't, and how we go after our what's next. We talk about how we've been through the corporate world, or maybe how we're just going through our everyday lives, and now we're just rocking what we want to do. And then also too, the first half of the show is going to have a sponsor, and the sponsor is yes, Vision Made Magazine. Vision Made Magazine is an empowerment tool that will help women again conquer their what ifs and I can't, so they can go after their what's next. The magazine is printed quarterly, and this quarter is just out. So if you're interested in getting a copy of the magazine, I will drop it in the feed below. There is a sponsor for the second half of the show. I will talk about them later. And it is, as you all see, it's Win Wednesday. So what's your win for this week? Drop it in the feed and tell us your win. And you'll get to hear ours later, but we want to hear your win. You know, I love to celebrate you. And everyone, I'm getting pings already, and everyone's asking me, well, what's a win? A win is when you have set a goal and you have reached your goal. Now, you may have set the goal and you haven't reached it yet. That's still a win. Or you have no idea on how to even begin to set a goal, but you want to. That's still a win, because you recognize that you want to accomplish a goal. And the goal has to be something still small that you can reach it this week. Because I believe if you create small goals, the big goals will be so reachable. It's inevitable, and as well as you have less chance of fail. And actually, they have said the success rate in setting up small goals is actually like to 80 to 90%. So if you're needing help on setting goals, drop it in the feed. I definitely will be in contact with you. If you have any questions as we go through this amazing show, please drop them in the feed below, and I will definitely address them with you. If you're catching a replay, just drop in the feed, #replay. We just do that for tracking purposes, but no other. Okay, I think that's it. But if not, trust me, you know how I'll do. I'll stop and I'll come back. But without further ado, in the green room, I'm excited. Yes, ladies, I have Mo. Mo is a certified personal fitness trainer, an athlete, and a healthy eating weight loss coach with over 10 years of experience with the fitness industry. Mo helps busy women over the age of 30, thank goodness, reclaim their health and become a stronger version of themselves. If you want to learn more about Mo, I will definitely put it in the feed, and I will definitely also drop in the feed what she's offering. But without further ado, hello,
Hi,
Miss Mo. How are you?
I'm well, and yourself?
I'm amazing. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
This is going to be so fun.
Okay, I'm ready because I know last time we talked, we had fun. So I'm
Yeah, we
excited
did.
for
I know.
what we're talking about today.
Exactly. I was telling everybody, oh my goodness, we really connected. So thank you. But I read everybody a little bit about that you are a health and wellness coach, a personal coach, an athlete lady. You're amazing. You're rocking it. But tell everybody a little bit more about yourself.
I guess to go back, I've been in the fitness industry for over 10 years. I am certified personal trainer, as you mentioned. I'm a healthy eating weight loss coach. I am a power lifter. I'm a
Ooh.
fitness competitor. So actually, I'm getting ready to go drop about 20 pounds in the next 3 months. No, the next 4 months. I don't recommend it. You know, sometimes it's not a good thing, but it is something I enjoy. So I'm about to go on the stage in Miami. So I'm excited because we all have been locked out. So I get to travel. I'm excited about that. And then honestly, other than that, I'm doing my own thing. I train my clients. I enjoy life. As you mentioned, I'm recovering from the what ifs, like, really basically living a life on my own terms. And I'm enjoying it tremendously. I've been very fortunate over the past few years.
But isn't it nice to be able to living in your what ifs? I tell so many ladies, it's like it's no other feeling. It's no other feeling.
I think sometimes people forget that there's options outside of what they currently live. Like they don't know what's better because everybody doubts themselves. I've been one has doubted myself of my abilities. And again, it's hard to get over that mental state. Like when I have my clients, half the time I tell them, I know what you can do. I know what you can do. Please just trust me. And then they start seeing it. So they're like, okay, I think they come up with the thought process, what if I just trust what Mo's saying? Okay, just trust me. I didn't ask you to doubt me yourself. Just trust me. And then you're like, okay. And then they see and I can see their growth. So what if it could be a very deterrent if you don't go over your self-doubt.
So true. So let's back up a little bit. So have you ever worked in the corporate world, or have you always been an entrepreneur?
Great question. I'm actually a certified project manager. So I'm a PMP. I've been a business analyst. I've worked with fund managers. I've worked with the investment field for such a long time. I think over the past few years, I wasn't happy. I didn't understand why I wasn't happy. And then I've always been in fitness and, had jobs in it. And I was just like, my friends and family, like, just, you can do this. You can do this. I was like, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. And I remember the first time I got my first client, I was terrified. Like, I was terrified. But I think for me, jumping into following my passion has made me have an opportunity like this to talk to you. You know what I mean? Like, get into it and meet people. And one of the greatest joy I've had so far is making a difference in people's life. Like you see them grow and then you've been part of their growth and their change. And that surprisingly has made me really happy. So the corporate world, yes, I still dwell in it. I'm a consultant, SD. I think because I spent so many years learning, I can't just give it up. And I actually enjoy it, but I get to choose what jobs and what contracts I take.
That's nice. So if we have a woman that's currently listening to us, we do have some listeners on here, and we have someone that's sitting at that desk, as you and I, remember we even talked about when I was like sitting at the desk and I had that moment and I didn't tell everybody, but I was sitting at the corporate desk and I literally broke down. And I mean, I literally broke down. I literally cried, like looking around like, this is it. This is all of my life consists of, is working for someone else. And I knew it wasn't for me because at that point in time, it's that feeling inside, knew it wasn't for me, but I couldn't figure out what was for me. So I went and asked my other teammates, well, what would you do for your what's next? And a lot didn't know. That was scary. But the scariest part is, well, I didn't ask if I could remove all obstacles, what would be your what's next? And again, they did not know. So to get to that point, that was scary.
I think a lot of people don't know what they want. And I think for me, I wanted freedom. Like I want a choice. I want a choice to live life on my own terms. And I didn't want to be stuck in front of a desk for the rest of my life. I'm trying to retire early, people. I'm trying to retire early. So the amount of work I do, but I think the first thing really is stepping back and finding yourself. If you don't know who you are, and if you don't know what makes you happy, it's hard for you to determine what's if. If you're used to seeing society saying, okay, you have to get a 9-to-5 job. You have to work for the corporation. You can't do things on your own. You need to have a steady paycheck. No offense. I've been laid off before. Nothing's steady. Nothing's promised. Okay. For me, the happiest day of my life over the past few years was when I actually remember giving, and my boss at that time was, lack of better choice, was annoying the F out of me. I'm just saying. And and I remember when you said he was crying, he was making, like, I was just miserable. And it affected my relationship. And I was actually competing that time too. And I remember I wasn't losing the weight. I was stressed and I was just not happy. And I was still doing my fitness. But then because I knew I enjoyed that, I remember the day I came in, it was early morning. I'm not a morning person. No, you can't talk to me. You can't talk to me at 8, 9.
Okay,
Just
okay.
you can't just
Duly
talk to me.
noted. Duly noted. If in case I need to talk to you,
You can't talk to me at 8 or 9.
afternoon.
Even though I'm up, it doesn't mean you can talk to me.
I
It
understand.
doesn't mean my boyfriend knows that. He doesn't go with smiles. I'm like, it doesn't mean that you can talk to me. But anyway, so going back, I remember he sent me an email, and because he said hi to me, and I was already annoyed with him because he was. And I remember I already had the day before. I already had my resignation. When he sent me that email, had the nerve to say, "We need to talk about your attitude." I replied, here's my resignation. Man said, let's talk now. I was like, are you leaving for another job? I'm like, no, I'm quitting. I remember everybody's like, do you have another job? No, I'm quitting. I'm quitting to do what I want to do in my life. I want to be happy. I do not want to be shackled down by somebody else. I do not want my paycheck to be by you. I do not want my life to be by you. I do not want you. I do not want somebody else to be in control of my life. So I will work 3 times harder just to get to where I'm going. And I want to do it with passion and something that makes me happy, and I get up. So when I get up and do what I do now, I see my clients, even if they like to roast me. I see you out there that like to roast me, but it's like an extended family. So when you see me smile and people see me now, they're like, you look happy. So what I'm basically saying is, if you're stuck in front of a desk and you're not happy and you wake up and you're miserable and you cry and you just don't want to get up,
It's time. That's the sign.
And then you wonder what to do next. At that point, it's mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Like no money's worth anything. Honestly, granted, you got to pay your bills, but you pay your bills, but you're sick mentally and you're physically hurt and you're just not happy. I'm sorry. I'll go find myself and work at McDonald's and just be happy.
And I'm with you because I have to say, when I came to terms and to grips with what I was supposed to do, and here, let me back up. Let me tell you a little bit. My girlfriends, I'm sure one of them is listening, had already told me before I got to that point that I wasn't even happy. I'm like, oh, sure, I am. She's like, no, it's not. I can see it on your face and I can see your disposition. I'm like, for real? You don't see that. Like that. I really did doubt her. And she'll tell you, I doubted her for years. I'm like, for real? I'm going to just do this. She's like, okay. And so here I am. And she's like, so what you got to say? I said, all I can say is, I'll take the I told you so, because that's one of our rules. Never say I told you so to each other, but that's our joke. She goes, okay, so what is it? You was right. You told me so. But you're right. To sit behind a desk and to be miserable, so miserable. And funny enough, Steve Harvey, no, it was Les Brown that even talked about it, how there's so many millions of people going.
Oh, I read that. I listened to that podcast. I know the podcast. There's people that go, they're miserable and they die at a job. Yes. And they go every day. You know the podcast.
Yeah,
I see hear it.
Yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
No. But see, we were there. But there's so many people that are sitting behind that desk that is miserable, so miserable that they're miserable. And then you even seen it. You seen the effects of the misery too. Your body was. And she's seen it in me. I was in denial. I promise you, we were going to lunch every day. We were doing everything. She goes, Pam, I know you see it. I'm like, girl, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't see it. But once you really pay attention and then that aha button and the light goes on, then you're like stepping back and you're like, you're right. But it took a lot. It really took a lot. My shoulders were tense. I was tense. I would feel the tension in my shoulders and my neck was hurting. Okay, after some point, it's just like, okay, something is not right. So I get what you're saying.
I think, but when you say that tension, a lot of people are so used to being that kind of pain, they don't know the difference. Yeah. For me, I knew when I was crying, and then when somebody made me doubt my own greatness. Mm-hmm. When you made me doubt myself and I know I'm not crazy, then I'm like, okay, it's time to go. It is really time to go.
It is.
Also, like, I've had this situation happen twice. Like, I remember I was working a contract job and the guy was like, I am not the one. I'm sorry. My life needs to be simple. And I'm the kind of person I like to be challenged. Like, you hire me, you know what you're getting. I'm not overpaid. Like, I can't, if I'm not being challenged, there's no point there. That means I'm miserable. And when you're miserable at a job, like everybody knows. Mm-hmm. And I think to step back on, a lot of people are like, okay, you know what? We hear it. We're miserable. What is there to do? If you don't know what you enjoy doing in passion, like life is more than work. So outside of work, what do you enjoy doing? maybe you don't want to be an entrepreneur, that's fine, but you have to find a balance. And if work is all you have, then you don't have a balance in life.
That's true.
Unfortunately, right now, my passion is my balance. So I have a lot of people see me do a lot of things, and I'm like, sometimes I do get burned out. As an entrepreneur, I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna get burned out. You're gonna
So
have
true.
horrible days, like horrible days. How many days? Like, what the hell am I doing?
So true. So true.
So I'm not gonna lie to you guys and say the entrepreneur is better. It's but it has a different profound. If you're doing your passion, it's a lot more tolerable. I think that's for me, because I enjoy what I do, even though I don't have a balance to a certain extent right now, but that's because I'm building my business, right? And then my balance is seeing my clients exceed. That's my balance, even though they go, Mo, why are you everywhere, Mo? And I'm okay, but they do worry about me. And it's nice to know that you have an extended family.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. So let's step back for a moment. You said quitting on your terms.
Yes.
Powerful.
Oh, yes.
I love that. That is so powerful. Quitting on your own terms.
Like, you understand what that means? It means that you're not looking for another job. You're like, I got money in my bank. I'm saving. And I'm like, honestly, let's step back. Like, let me be real. If you are not happy, you need to save. You need to save money and have something in your bank account, because at that point, it's when you need to at least have 4 to 5 months of money to pay your bills. And then you start looking. You can start looking now. But if you don't have a job, and you're at that point where you're crying and you're miserable, I quit. Your mental state is more important, 100%.
So true. I agree with you.
Sorry, I got you about the whole.
No, because I wrote that down because I'm like, because remember we talked about the quote. That's a powerful quote. Quitting on your terms. It's powerful because everyone, even going through COVID, everyone feels like they're confined, or they're confined to everyone's norm, but everybody's norm is not your norm, and be okay with that. But also too, you have to remember though, it took a lot of mindset work for you to get to that point.
100%. I have to say that again, where I am, like where you were, it takes work. It does. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It doesn't. You don't wake up one day and say, "Okay, good, quit."
Right. Or I'm going to do my passion. It takes. So, what was some of the mindset work that you did to get to that before you got to that point?
Being okay with being scared. Honestly, when I say that is, I remember when I first started the whole entrepreneurship thing and with the business, I was terrified to go and bringing myself out there. I didn't like talking to people. I was afraid that people were going to judge me, right? And I think you have to understand that you're not for everybody. So I've accepted that. Also, my dad's a stutter. I'm a stutterer. It's gotten a lot better. So even talking, when I speak now, it's changed dramatically. I have my own podcast, so I use my podcast to teach me how to talk right now. So it's been really good for me. So the way I like, fear is the biggest thing for me. When I remember that stopped me a lot was fear. And I think once I went through, the reason why I'm going to say this, because I remember hearing a podcast, and she said, you're waiting not to be scared. You're waiting not to be this. You're waiting for this and this. Why don't you just do it now? You're good at just do it now. And I remember one time I was posting something on Facebook. I pressed the button. I was like, okay, all right, let's do this. Let's do this. And I was hyperventilating in my car. I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, okay, it's not bad. Okay, I didn't die. But I think you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Yeah. 100%. 100%. You have to be. And I'm saying this, it's not easy, but when it comes down to it, it's your life. Like, let anybody judge you. Like, you can watch me right now and judge me. You don't know me. You don't know what I've gone through. You don't know anything about me. You see what you see. But unless you're right beside my bed, with me, my family, your opinion of me means nothing to me. 100%. And when you get to that mindset, like I am right now,
I'm with you.
I'm like, where you like. Anybody's watching this, you know what you've gone through. You know who's pushed you through stuff. And you put yourself, the way you talk back to yourself. Yeah, I know what I do to myself. You can't do nothing to me at this point.
Right.
Like, and if you can handle your own doubts and stuff, and then work on that personally,
you're right.
Then anybody else's opinion, like honestly, you don't pay my bills.
I'm good.
I'm good. You don't pay my bills.
But it did take. But let's be honest, it took us
Yes.
a long time. Because I'm with you now. I'm good. I've had people criticize. Okay, I'm good.
Like honestly,
Okay.
okay.
And I don't argue. I don't argue. I don't judge. I'm like, everyone has the right to their own opinion. And thank you very much. And that's how I live it. That's me. How
I
I,
hear what you're saying. But I
yeah,
do. I'm okay with constructive criticism.
yes.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay getting better with that. I'm not against, like, I would hear what you're saying. I don't believe I've had anybody ever come up to me and directly try to be rude. I don't think my face reflects the fact that I'm the right person to do that. And it's okay.
Okay, we note that. We note number two. We note that. But I totally. But you know what? You're right because. But truth is truth. At one point in time, you have to just be strong and you have to build that backbone. Now, I have to say, can corporate prepare you for this? Absolutely.
Who you stop lying to these people? Stop lying to these people.
Well, I have to say though, but in the circumstances,
Okay,
in
fair
different
enough.
circumstances, I can't say the whole thing. I should quote. In certain circumstances, it did prepare me for this. It prepared me to the point of because I had did a lot of public speaking,
Okay.
and it was on the spot, and people could come at me, and I had to still have the same face, but my mind was thinking something totally different. So then I had to really work on. Okay, not everybody is a and that everybody but it did teach me that, but I didn't really take those skills and those lessons until now. Now, back then it taught me to have a thick skin, and no matter what people say, it's okay. But in between there until now, I had people just, I was absorbing everybody's negativity. And that's when I was feeling the tension
I
in my
see.
shoulders until now, until that day I cried at my job at my desk. Okay, now I can't absorb everybody's and I can't have the negativity around me. And with that, and the reason I want everyone to understand is work on your mindset. Mindset is so huge. It took a long time to get to this point, and I'm still working on it. Every day I get up and I'm like, okay, I'm here to do what I'm supposed to do. I'm showing up for me and nobody else, because if I can't show up for me, how can I help anybody else?
100%.
And so that's where I'm at. But absolutely, Karen says fear equals false evidence of appearing real. You're absolutely right.
It's true. I like what you said about the corporate environment help having you getting ready. For me, it was the opposite. I think I've always had a chip on my shoulders because I felt like, I always have to prove myself. And I think, so my background, I'm Nigerian. So we were taught to, education, this and this and this, and you work. And I'm, for lack of better term, I'm a competitor. Like I pride myself in the kind of work I do. So I worked 3 times trying to prove myself. And that can be very, and then I think for me was, because I've always had to prove myself, it was just very straining. Absolutely. And I always wanted to make sure that everybody, like, I was the best of the best. When I started doing entrepreneurship, I realized that it's okay to fall.
Yes.
It's okay to fall. And it's okay to pick yourself up. Because anybody that's an entrepreneur listening, there's days you're crying and you go, what the hell am I doing? Yep. There's days you're like, yo, I'm walking up and go, yo, you crazy? You gotta go back. And there's days you're like, and the corporate world, what entrepreneurship did for me after, and he kind of healed me. I have to say it did heal me. And I say this because of the fact that I found something I love to do that's put peace to me and made me happy. The corporate world, when I go back sometimes when I do consulting, I have to check myself sometimes. Because honestly, I do. I really have to. I go, Mo, okay, just relax. Okay, just relax. I even have some of my coworkers. I'm like, you just check my email for a second.
Would you say, did you take right?
Yeah, and what I'm basically saying is, because I don't tolerate nonsense in my own business, I have a hard time tolerating nonsense from people that are sending me emails that make no sense to me. So I think what I'm basically saying, when you start becoming an entrepreneur, you respect your time.
Yes.
You value yourself more. And when you value yourself more, the little jabs that you get from other people,
they don't.
Like,
right.
look, I got things to do. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to run a business. I don't have time for you nonsense.
Right. And it's true though. But we do have to get the arrogance. You're like, you know what? Okay, I'm just gonna let that flow off, but not right now. Come back to me maybe in 20 to 30 years, and maybe we can figure, but not right. I can't. And that's but we had to get to there. Let's be honest, we had to get there first.
Yes.
And so I want you all to know, I hope you guys have got your pen and paper, and Mo has been dropping some nuggets here on how you get, how she even conquered her I can'ts and what ifs, and how she's loving her what's next, what she's doing, the amazing work of being a personal fitness wellness coach for us all. So it's really cool. Everybody's dropping nuggets in here, and Lamisha says, so good, guys. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. We're already halfway through the show, which is so crazy. It's going by so fast. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I know it's going by fast. Those of you, as we're still going to continue on, we're still going to have our conversation, but drop it in the feed. What's your win for this week? We love to hear wins. I love to celebrate you. You'll get to hear ours, but I want to hear yours. I want to, and so we can shout you out and everything else like that. Hi. So with that being said, Mo, how did you know you were going to be a fitness? Have you always been into fitness, or did it just lay in your lap, or how did you come about?
I think when I was young, I've always liked. I was an athlete. I played everything from rugby to to badminton, name it all, soccer. And again, I say this because as a Nigerian, sports is not going to pay you bills. My dad wanted me to be a lawyer, because I remember I went for Halloween. I dressed up as a lawyer. This is how bad he wanted me to be a lawyer. So I remember wanting to go to, when I was in university, I wanted to take kinesiology. Was an option. I took political science. I actually majored in political science. Okay, I majored in political science.
I can see that.
Yeah, politics is not for me. People are crazy out there, but okay. And I think I lost myself in my 20s. I'm in my 30s right now. I lost myself in my 20s, and I've always been in fitness. But I found myself in my late 20s, broke, living on my sister's floor. And I was like, this is not working for me. And it was just like a lot of life just takes you different places.
Yes. So
over the past 10 years, I've had to build myself up again. And then I found I fell back in love with my joy, fitness. And I was that's how I got back into it. Really it is. And it's been great. I've done competitions. I fell in love with powerlifting. I work with clients. Been working with clients over 10 years now. But it's been great. That's where it is. I think I hit a low point in my life that I was like, okay, this is not going to work. Came out of a bad relationship. And then I was just like, okay, time to move forward.
I'm with you. Now I'm with you. So I can tell fitness is because when we talk about it, your face is so bright. And because you love it. And I'm glad that you love it. And that's good, because like you said, I feel that helps when you hit that road, when you're like, okay, let me think about it. But you still get to do what you love to do, no matter what the road. And that's so important. I want everybody to understand, when you hit that road and you're doing what you love, it comes at a totally different level than when you're working for somebody else. So,
Karen, really? This is what you're going to see out there, Karen.
I know, right, Karen? I know. When I first
I told you. You see, they roast me everywhere. Thank you, Karen.
Hey, they're all. That's good. That's good. But I totally get you, Karen. But yeah, she's still an amazing woman. But you're right. I know she does. I can only imagine what she does with you guys working out. I can only imagine. But yes, I'm glad though that you're doing what you love, because doing what you love, the attitude comes totally different. Your approach onto life comes to different. And I want everyone to understand that's why the purpose of this What's Next podcast is so important. I want women to know we don't have to do the norm. We can still do the abnorm and be the extraordinary with the X, and still doing it, without worrying about society. And basically, like I say, who cares what society says? You're doing what you want to do, and you're doing what you love to do, and it's your life. I always tell everybody, you don't want to leave sitting here and just regretting. Why regret? Live for the most and live for your life. So I'm so thankful that I have this amazing guest so you guys can hear her story, her empowerment story, and hear how she's doing it. And knowing that she's doing it, I'm doing it, there's many more of you that who are like hesitant and don't know where to start. Look, she even said, just do it. And worry about, and I did it, and I worried about the consequences later. You can ask everybody. I'm quick to be like, okay, I'll jump in and I'll worry about the aftermath tomorrow. Look, in a couple hours, I'll be like, okay, what did I do? But if you do, I ask everybody. They know I'll be quick to jump, and they'll be in a couple hours like, man, okay.
It's like, what are you thinking? Like, really?
No, but look, I've already done it. I've already jumped. I've done it in front of thousands of people. So guess what? I'm going to keep moving.
No choice now.
I have no choice. Right. I have no choice to go back. So I want everyone to know that we're living the life of our what's next, and so can you, without any hesitations, without any doubts. You will hit that road, you will hit that wall hard, but knowing that you're living your best life and living your life to the fullest is all that matters. So we're at halfway point, and Mo, what we normally do is I'm gonna let you relax for a moment. We have a second half. We do have. I want everyone to know we have a sponsor for the second half of the show, and the second half of sponsor is At the Table. At the Table is a nonprofit organization located here in Columbus, Ohio, who does empowerment with young women and girls. And so they are having actually an amazing woman empowerment luncheon on July the 11th. Live. They're doing it both ways. They're doing it virtual and they're doing live. Yes. So if anybody's interested in grabbing a ticket, purchasing a ticket, drop it in the feed or be in contact with myself, and I'll get you the connection with them. But yes, absolutely. They're all about here empowering and inspiring young ladies actually to thrive, strive, and go after their what's next. So that is all At the Table is about. So the second half of our show is all about, actually, Mo, we're going to do something a little different.
Okay.
So I asked you, what is your favorite quote? And so what is your favorite quote that we talked about?
So right now, I actually have it on my Facebook page. I think it's for a lot of people. I basically say work out because you love your body, not because you hate it. So I find a lot of people, they have body issues. Everybody does in a certain way. There's sometimes, I don't like my forehead, but but I think a lot of people use workout as a punishment, and when you start working out as a punishment, you don't enjoy the process.
True.
And working out should be make you feel better, make you heal, help with longevity in your health. But when you feel it as an actual punishment to your body because of the way you look, you kind of hating it. And because you hate something, it's not something you're going to enjoy. And you're going to be always in a cycle. And then because it's going to be a cycle, you're going to get sick of it. And then you never want to work out. Then you're back to where you started, even worse. And it's just really work out just to move, to love the movement. And once you love that process, it's easier to see the weights come off.
So let's say, for instance, because I think I hear my phone ding, and I'm not going to answer these questions. I'll post them to you. But I know one of the questions is how do you love? Actually, I'm back to loving working out. I'm back at it. I do it now consistently 3 times. I'm getting ready to bump it up to back to 4 times because I used to love going to the gym. But it took time. But how do you help someone get to that point? What is one thing that you could suggest to someone?
I think the first thing is a lot of people, if you haven't been in the gym in a while, I think it's just movement. At that point, you want to get active, like go for a walk, go for a hike, go somewhere. Don't sit in front of a couch all day and watch TV. For me, when I see I do a consultation. So I have a client and she loves boxing, right? And so you incorporate some form of boxing into her workout just to get her moving. A lot of people, some people want to lift weights. Some people don't want. Some people just want to be able to feel better without pain. So I think this first thing is just, if you haven't worked out a lot, honestly, most of your issues would be limitations of mobility. Like some people can't bend. Some people, I think maybe do a stretch. Stretching is going to hurt, but it feels a lot better than jumping around and doing some kind of hit training or doing lunge. So I think the first thing I really want to say is just get out, and move.
Get out.
Go for a walk with you. If you have a dog, go for a walk with a dog. Go for a nice walk around the park. Just do that daily for 30 minutes, and that's something. And once you start doing that, then you're gonna see changes. Then you're like, okay, you know what? I can do more.
Mhm.
Maybe I will get like a skipping rope and they're skipping more. Maybe I'll go for a longer walk. Start with that. If you're gonna do that, please drink water. Like
Right.
this
Especially now. It's
this
so
500 millimeters of people that are drinking out there is not water. Okay, it's not water. You need to drink water. Like we are like 70% made of water.
Mm-hmm.
You need water. So the reason why I say this is because if you choose to be more active, you're gonna have to nourish yourself. So the first thing really is go for those events. Like there's so many things happening in summertime. God, thank you for whole COVID-19 being over. Then go for a walk. Go to a park. Go see a show. Something like that. That's really, or go for a walk for a friend and make it like a walk session. I've seen that. I think that's where you really need to start.
Oh, that's perfect. So Mo, if someone wanted to get in contact with you or connect with you before we keep going, how can they get in touch with you?
So you can actually find me on Instagram or Facebook under mo.akins. If not, my website is called LYBL, so Living Your Best Life Fitness.com. So just use the acronym LYBL Fitness.com. You can contact me there, but in Facebook it's just mo.atkins, AKINS, no T, or mo.atkins in Instagram as well.
Love it. Oh, I love that. Living your best life. I love that. So true. So true. So Brittany says facts. Yes. Got to get moving, you guys. And we talk about that a lot. And I'm glad we're talking about it now, because if you move more, it actually helps your brain waves more. And it has been proven that you move more, your brain functions better than what it does when you're mobile. So absolutely. If nothing else, that should help you get moving. If nothing else, start with that. Alicia says, living your best life, right? I'm trying to tell y'all, we got to live our best life. That's meaning working on your what's next and not worry about the what ifs and I can'ts. So Mo, are you reading a book, or have you read a book? And if so, what is your book on the shelf?
I don't think my book is going to be very interesting. It's all called fitness and some health and nutrition. But, I think I finished reading a book on healthy eating just recently. But I do, I'm working on a book called The Atomic Book of Habits by James Clear. Like everybody else, everybody struggles with certain habits. There's certain things I want to improve as well as a fitness trainer. So having some help books, but the goal with any help books is actually practicing them. So the book is there for me. It's there.
I understand. I got you.
I'm working on my habits, and I've gotten a lot better. And a lot has to do with balance for me. So the habits of it, that's for me, it is that. Because I want to tell you that even though you become an entrepreneur, you become every hat. Mm-hmm. And because you're every hat, you're everything to everybody. And once in a while, you need a moment for yourself. So I'm actually recovering from burnout. So I've been like, I wake up at 5:30 in the morning. I'm like, I get up. I'll lie in my bed for 2 hours and just do nothing. But I do too. But those are days. And those are days when you get up at 5:30 and you are going up until like 12. But that's life. Like life, I get to choose on my terms, so I'm okay with this.
I'm with you too. I do. I'm with you because I know I'm shifting up. Well, I'm in corporate still every day. So then when I turn off corporate and turn on to this business, I love it. I mean, like I could work. Some of my girlfriends and some of my friends on here know I could be up all night working on my passion. But then when I have to turn it off to work on corporate, man, it's a little hard to.
Because you're just like, I don't want to talk to you. I got things
right. Oh my goodness. Okay. But absolutely. But I love the reading because I feel reading again does broaden your mind. So those of you who are new to What's Next podcast for women, we always talk about book on the shelf. And I believe that to empower ourselves, as well as we're working on our what's next, we have to broaden ourselves. So what way to broaden ourselves is with books. We've talked about so many books, and I will continue to talk about them because I feel it's important for us to empower ourselves one way or another is with a book. So that's why we always talk about book on the shelf. So, and I love that to create habits. I'm gonna need to read that one. I'm gonna have to get that. I'm gonna have to get that one. I'm gonna say I'll read it. I'll have to get that one.
You know what? I'm not gonna say anything because it's time, and if you make time, you get it. But
Yes.
again, it's just finding that time.
Oh, you don't have to tell me. Like I said, I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna get the book
Mhm.
so that it'll remind me that it's there.
I understand.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
understand.
So Mo, what do you do on some downtime when you're on some slow time for Mo? What do you do?
Great question. Let's see. Let me really think about that. Let me see.
Okay.
Okay. I like to dance, and I work. So I actually dance between my workouts because I'm a soca head. I'm a Afro beats, so I'd be like whining, going. So that's my moment. I think for me, I actually like playing almost like words on my phone. Like I like playing
Me
words on my phone.
too.
I love
do
that.
too.
It's a mental, like even those mentals, it makes me relax before I go to bed. I play this. I haven't played in a while, but I played this little baking game on my phone. Don't judge me. Don't judge me.
Okay, not judge at all. No
I
judge
just
at
get
all.
to press buttons and cook and deliver. Look, honestly,
No judgment. No
no judge.
judgment.
But then for me, my downtime is relaxing and shutting everything off. I've learned to do that, and then just find something that's just mindlessly entertaining me, so my mind can calm down. Because I can
Nice.
go till 2, 3, or 4
Yep.
o'clock in the morning if I don't calm myself down and shut everything out.
I'm with you. Me too. Me too. So, ladies, note that it is some point in time it's good to shut down and take care of you. I say that because I want you all to hear. I talk about it, but I want you to hear as my powerful woman talks about how she shuts down. You all need to hear that it's okay, and not to be judged on it. Because some women are so worried about, well, if I shut down, I'm not good enough.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm sorry.
Again, my attitude is we're all about you, no one else, and not worrying about the judgment. And I talk about judgment too because we as women there's so many women that are judging themselves because of the next woman. Stop judging yourself and just go out here and do you, or as Mo has says, live your best life. Quit worrying about the next person, the next woman. So go out here and judge you for you and not worry about no one else. I'm very so much on to that. So much on. Mo, before we wrap this up, we still got a few more questions. What is one thing you would like to leave the audience with?
I think for me, I find that a lot of women doubt their greatness. They doubt their strength. And I think if you understand that sometimes you may need, like when I say you doubt yourself, sometimes if you need that person that is basically rooting for you, it helps. But it really is the lack of doubting. I find that you doubt yourself and understand that once you doubt yourself, you limit your ability to be the person that you deserve to be, to really be that person.
I agree.
So I think the first step is, if it's really fear, and everything stops fear, is determining what the pros and cons of not doing it, right? And then leaping. Like I say leap. I've leaped so many times. Once or two times I've fallen but once or two times I've been fortunate to really meet some great people like yourself.
Yeah.
And because remember, I leaped and reached out to you, right?
Yeah.
And you graciously interviewed me, and you were like, "Okay, this is good." So, I guess what really is that you have nothing to lose,
right?
And you have a lot to gain. Like the person I am now than I was even last year, or even 6 months ago, is totally different. You can't. There's a different person altogether, and that's because I chose to leap and have faith in myself. So once you have faith in yourself, it's easier for other people to have faith in you. Because if you don't have faith in yourself, how am I going to believe who you are?
Absolutely. I so agree. That was great. And we'll hope everyone has written down these. Again, she done dropped some nuggets on you guys, and she really has become the powerhouse that she is the powerhouse she is. And so I want you all to hope you have taken down some notes. I will definitely put in the feed how you all can connect with Mo and where you can find her. I know Karen is still on here. I think that was
I love you, Karen. I love you. Be nice and be good.
But I really appreciate you all. But we want to hear what your win is. Whatever the win is for this week, I want to hear it. Your win is your goal. What is your goal for this week? May it be small, may you even miss it. That's still a win because you recognize that you have missed it, right? And so we would love to hear your wins. Even if you don't say your win here, don't be bashful. We're here to shout you out, not to make you embarrassed. But I love celebrating because if you get celebrated, that's more of an energy for you to keep going after your what's next. You'll definitely get to hear our win in just a few seconds. So please drop it in the feed below and tell us our win. We want to thank you all for even just allowing us. Look, there she goes. Love you, Mo. We want to thank you all for even stopping by. And this interaction is what we love. We love the interaction. We love that you're here and know that we're here to empower you and inspire you to go after that what's next by going and by decluttering the what ifs and I can'ts. We have them. We deal with them, but let's work on them. Let's work we can conquer the what ifs and I can'ts, right? So we're loving it. Drop them in the feed again. We want to hear if you have any questions. Look, I'm so in the groove of our conversation. I forgot to say, if you have any questions for us, drop them in the feed. If I don't get to the questions here online, I still will give it to Mo. They're addressed to Mo. I will make sure she gets it, and she will have those and get those and be it to address those. If you have questions for me, drop them in the feed. I'm definitely would love to help you all get to your what's next. And if I am not the woman that can help you get to your what's next, look, I have Mo. I have thousands of other women behind me, such as Mo, that can help you. So note this, I'm not all about it's me. I'm all about us, we. And that's the only way I feel we can conquer and go after our what's next. So note that if I can't help you, she or anybody, other women that will behind us can help you as well. So we're all about that. So Mo, what is your win for this week?
So my win for this week is I'm actually launching a new online course. It's called the Strong and Fit Protocol. I've basically right now is in the beta testing. So what I'm really doing is offering a 14-week program. And I find that the support and providing it's a workout program online. There's going to be weekly accountability, but not to share everything yet, but we're working on the back end of it. But I'm looking to launch that in July. Sorry, we're in June right now, right? Yes, in July. We're in July. We're in July. But I think for me, the easiest way I can explain it is like everybody's heard of Noom. So it's more like a different version. It's personalized. There's no cookie cutter. There's no video. You're getting a workout design for yourself. You're going to have a group session with me or a one-on-one, depending on the membership you want. We spend the next 12 weeks helping you create the right program for you and actually teach you how to create your own program, what kind of meal plans that will work for you, and give you the tools while helping you hit your goals. So it is a very one-on-one personalized program. I'm excited to bring it out there because it's how I train my clients now. But with this program, it's more in depth, and I'm excited to bring it and share it out to the world. I can't wait. I really can't.
Oh, I'm excited. Well, I would love to help push it out for you. So I will definitely keep pushing it out. If you get a flyer to me, I will keep putting it out there as well. Love to help. I love to support and empower our women, especially my co-hosts. I told you, ladies, I'm coming stronger than what I was last year. So I'm bringing some major powerhouse to the table that can help you get you to your what's next. And like I said, if I can't help you, I'm not greedy. I'm all about sharing and empowering all of us. So I have Mo and have thousands more behind me that can help you get you to your what's next. So if you ladies are
Karen is funny because she's one of my beta tester right now. So she's one of my beta tester. I have to say something. Like for a lot of people that are saying what ifs, like Karen is one of my what ifs. I remember posting on, and when you decide to bet on yourself, you get to meet people that support you. Even Brittany right now, you get to meet people that support you, people that are there for you. So I think what I'm really saying is that if you trust yourself and move to the next and just come out of your comfort zone, you find that not only your family members love you or care about or have your back, you meet a lot of people that aren't even related that like they like right there for me, like right there. They're like extended family. So I love you
These
too, Karen. Love you, Brittany. I love you guys both.
ladies are amazing. I
I'm sorry
love
I had
it.
to say that.
No,
Yeah.
don't be sorry. This please never apologize for out here. You have support. You have that backbone. You have somebody who is your backbone other than your close ones. So please never say, oh, you're sorry. I totally commend you for even creating a relationship and having a family, a tribe such as this that you have. So kudos to you.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate you. And ladies, thank you for coming on. You guys have been amazing. This has been so fun. But I wanted to, first and foremost, as we are ending the show, I want to say, Mo, you have been amazing. As I told you, this was going to be fun. I told Mo we're gonna just sit back and enjoy each other, and this was an amazing conversation. So thank you for being, as I knew, the amazing co-host as you are. Those of you who are wanting to know how to connect to Mo, I definitely will put it in the feed here in Facebook as well as on the other platforms, so you'll know how to get connected to her. If you're needing help on moving your business to the next level, or if you're even starting out or not even knowing where to start out, just drop it in the feed below. I definitely will be in contact with you. Again, if I can't help you, I definitely will find a woman that can help you get to your what's next, because I don't want you to regret the I can'ts and the what ifs. So I definitely don't want to. So Mo, any last words before we shut this down, girl?
I think for me is I want to say for all my my clients that supported me today, thank you, Karen. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you actually as well for allowing me to be part of your platform. It's been great. And I all I can say to people that are watching, like if you're doubting yourself, please, like I know what's like you. I'm. Let me just not age myself. I'm turning 39 soon. Okay, let me just say that. And I say this because if you don't take the opportunity to live your life on your terms now, you'll be very miserable. You'll be very lonely. You'll be very you'll be hurt. And when I say hurt is because you won't realize how much pain you added to yourself and how much loss you've had because you haven't had the opportunity to meet people like Karen, like Brittany, and just people. And there's others out there that have become like family, and they don't like. I say this because you can tell, like I am, and that's because I chose to just not doubt myself. And I say, don't doubt yourself. Don't do it because you're losing the opportunity to meet great people like my co-host right here as well. Sorry, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Well, everybody, as she has just really have put that down, I want you all to know that as we close out the show, know that you are for you and live your life for your life. As you heard us, we talked about how we have went through the obstacles, how we faced our I can'ts, how we faced our what ifs, but yet we're on the other side of working on our what's next. Yes, you will hit that wall, but knowing that you are doing what you're doing and not doing it for anybody else, it's the most gracious and gratitude feeling ever. So you know that you have to do this for you. It's okay. You have support. Gain some support. You actually have support. We're here for you. So again, I want you all to know you all are rocks. And if no one has not told you guys are amazing. So go out here and rock the world that you want and go after the world that you want. Until next week, I appreciate you for stopping by. I appreciate you for allowing to just talk to us and being interactive. This is what we love. But until next week, you guys, same time, same place. But I'll have a new co-host, but it's okay. Until then, everyone, take care of yourself. Bye, everybody.
Thank you again.
Thank you.